Hello, it is Connor here for day 53 of meditation, and today we attempted contemplation meditation, which resulted in probably the most intense meditation yet. So contemplation meditation, essentially, I learnt about it yesterday. Yes, we're trying to learn more, because you learn more then you can expand upon things more. But yeah, we realize we've only really touched the very tip top of the iceberg when it comes to meditation alone, and then we're like a little dust of snow on top of that iceberg when it comes to, I guess, the ocean of wisdom that there is to obtain. But to obtain this, we need contemplation meditation. They say study, contemplate, experience, and realization. Study, contemplate, experience, realization. So you got to study things, you got to understand the topics a little bit, or a lot actually, a lot. Then you can contemplate. Sometimes you can just contemplate without study, but it's a lot easier with study. But contemplation results in, like, so today we contemplated on self and no self, and we thought we was kind of contemplating the mind really, and we got past and future, so past, future, we narrowed it down to present, and how the present is extremely hard to obtain because there is so much past and future that we can depict, but the present is like a nanosecond within the moment we are in. And that's where we live our life. So one realization was impermanence, to flow instead of being here and having mind here or having mind here. It is best to flow with impermanence of life. So everything's always moving. Particle, arms always moving. The wall over there always moving, but it is beyond our comprehension. But it is all impermanence. One day that will be rubble, or it will just be particles, dust, whatever. Like, it's going to break down. It is part of impermanence, as everything is. So it is best to flow with that impermanent aspect of life. You yourself are impermanence, so you just flow with life rather than being not with it, rather than being in mind. So that was one thing we realized just then, which was cool. Another one was, the mind, and finding the self. So we had the present, and then we depicted that present I, or present self, is made up of experience and thought and mind. Experience, mind, self, or depicted self, and future aspirations probably also results in depicted self. Depicted self, or ego, is the concept we build in our mind for our being to replicate. So we build this self in mind based on experience, thoughts around the experience, and future endeavors. We combine that into a self, a made up self, which our being then tries to replicate. We can see this when we tell ourselves labels, or it doesn't even try to replicate, it does replicate. It replicates our mind perception of who we are rather than who we actually are, which honestly I'm still figuring out that part of who we actually are, but contemplation goes a long way. Give it a go. But yeah, you can see this with labels. We can label ourselves different things: lazy, worthless, strong, confident, whatever. We can label ourselves whatever. And if we label ourselves for long enough, or maybe we've been labeled by other people as well, then we can start to conform to these labels, and it becomes part of our perceived identity of oneself. When we drop these labels, when we navigate from presence, we no longer conform to labels. We do just as we do in the moment, and there's no preconceived idea of who we need to be and what we need to replicate. So yeah, is it all in mind? We don't think so. Reason being is mind builds false self. But why? Why are we completely different when we stop navigating from mind? I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's contemplation, meditation. Give it a go. It's awesome. If you've got any updates on any of this, or like any knowledge of your own, let us know, because yeah, we want to explore. Anyway, see you for day 54. See ya. Hello. Day 54 of meditation. Today, honestly, we didn't have the best meditation. Which is surprising, because yesterday was so contemplative, and it was such an enlightening meditation to kind of take on a new form of it. And today we woke up thinking we were going to meditate with mindfulness again, just breathing and just presence, which we definitely do feel presence. It's more of a natural state these days. Not constant, but like you can switch into it a lot more naturally. But today we were angry. We just had a lot of anger for some reason within us, which if you know me, I'm not one to favor anger. I see anger as kind of like, I don't know, a reaction that you should be able to have humble control over, you know. But yeah, we had anger, and I was kind of confused because I was like, why am I having anger? And it was in regards to my relationship again, which it's been 2 months now. So I think it could have stemmed from, I guess, the lonely feeling we were talking about the other day. I guess recognizing like the comfort and everything you get from a relationship. But then as I was starting to remind myself of, I guess, the betrayal and the belittling and the just being treated like shit constantly, and I started to remind myself of that stuff again, then yeah, anger kind of arose in me. And yeah, it was pretty brutal anger. I wasn't like angry, like I was noticing the anger. I wasn't just straight up angry, but I was very like, bro, just go away, sort of thing. That kind of anger, just get away from me. A bit more vocabulary than that, but yeah. So yeah, we noticed this anger, and we did contemplate, I guess, a little bit about it. We're kind of like, where does this stem from? Well, it comes from, I guess, your perceived self being attacked, and belittled and looked down upon. So who I was back then, like, being treated poorly, that was like my self-esteem getting attacked in a sense. My ego, the perception I built of myself. I thought I was an okay person, so when someone's treating you like you're a piece of shit, then that anger kind of comes up. So you're treated like down here, that anger kind of comes up to like reinforce your sense of self and protect that sense of self instead of feeling like you're useless and everything, you kind of fight back and like reinforce that sense of self. Which yeah, it certainly does give you a boost to your ego, when you're lashing out and saying that they did wrong by you and you were just a happy little human at the end of the day. But it's still feeding ego. And honestly, letting go completely is the best option. Letting go of anger, letting go of sadness, letting go of just everything in past. Because guess what? It doesn't exist. All it is these days is just the illusions we play on repeat, The little memories, the little dreams we have of those moments. But they're non-existent these days. The only thing that lives on through them is the experience we have in this day and age. If we've picked up an attributes or something from those times, then that experience continues to move forward. But the past does not exist anymore. It's come and gone, So the best thing is to let go. Stop feeding into the ego so much, because the more you feed into the ego, the more you're going to reinforce your sense of self, the more you're going to become selfish and egotistical. The more your motivations and intentions around things are going to be too self-absorbed, and you're going to spiral yourself out of control, and it's just a selfish life, honestly. So don't feed into it too much. Pick up, recognize when you're feeling anger and all sorts of stuff. Recognize it, identify it as ego. Yes, maybe you indulge a little bit still. Let it out, let those fumes out a bit, but at the end of the day, you got to recognize it's ego and recognize that the purpose of it is to reinforce this perceived self. So yeah, just let go, flow with life. Don't cling to past thought too much, because whatever. And live in the moment, as we say. Anyway, we did some journaling and everything, but today wasn't as much meditation. But hopefully you still get something out of anger and ego. See ya. Hello, Connor here for day 55. And today was probably not the best meditation, but that's okay. We had to bring it back to basics, I think. I think I read this book. And it made me think a bit too much, but I don't know. Oh, I think tiredness as well. We've only been getting 6 hours of sleep a night, probably, because we've been trying to fix the routine up. But our body doesn't fall asleep till later, so yes, we need sleep, and we need to read books which don't trigger us as much. Just because of, I guess, perspectives shared in the book which don't seem entirely correct. I think some things can be like misleading, I guess. Like why teach people the wrong way? Or maybe, a lot of it's the right way, but there are, what do I know at the end of the day? I don't know right or wrong. So, but just, I guess, feelings, I guess. But, so today, we really had to bring it back to the fundamentals of mindfulness meditation. I forget there's like so many different meditations. But we just brought it back to mindfulness meditation, just focusing on the breath, trying to hold it, and become present with the moment again. Which these days, doing that, snapping into the moment, 10 times easier, so much easier. Breathing as well, feels like I don't know, it's just so natural. I feel like I can breathe better than I ever have in my entire life. So, benefit of meditation, breathing. Breathing becomes more natural, more flowing, which is a good feeling, because it's probably providing more oxygen and like a healthier dynamic to your body. So it was just mindfulness meditation today. But yes, there was still a lot of thinking, which we'll get better at throughout the rest of the week, bringing it back to the present. Probably just thinking in regards to, I guess this is the first week we've had back to ponder, or the first week of the new year with like a completely new life back to ponder. So yeah, there's, I think thinking about that's exciting, and thinking about other stuff, and I talked about anger and stuff yesterday. Yeah, getting through all of that. And yeah, we're pretty good. We're in a pretty blissful state and at a pretty blissful place as well in life. So yeah, and we thought about solitude as well. And we're pretty happy to just be by oneself. Yeah. Because, yeah, I think relationships are going to go on hold for like a good long time now. And like partner relationships. Still got many friends and relationships in that sense, but partners, yeah, nah. I don't know. I don't even want like hookups or anything. I feel like I just want to leave all of that over there and focus over here, if that makes sense. Focus on things that have a bit more meaning. And once we've done all of that, then relationships and pleasures in that sense can come in the future. But for now, no effort will be going towards that basket. I know that's not very meditative talk, but it's more resulting from the solitude I think we've found. And the peace in the solitude. You don't need to worry about anything. Don't need to attend to anything. Obviously there's a lot to attend to, but you know, it's all personal goals in a sense. So yeah, that's mostly it for today. So it's more an update and more just telling you that we've been trash at meditation, but we'll be back into it. That book is, we read it for 3 days, it's gone now, and we're going to start some better books. I think the next one we've got like cognitive behavioral therapy for anxiety, which we could read, because we're trying to read like books that teach us about, I guess, depression, anxiety, everything to do with psychology, so that if anyone ever has questions, we at least got it somewhere in here. Got to learn everything. Anyway, see you for day 56.